Here she is, gang. 1996 Ford Bronco XLT Sport, completely loaded with options. This truck has the 351 in it, all the XLT power option goodies, automatic transmission. Of course, it's a 4x4. Includes some almost unheard of options like the turn signal mirrors that we demonstrated in another video. You can see just the titch there, the LED on the corner. Purpose of this video is to do an exterior walk around, and I'm going to do it under the intense LED lights inside my shop, mostly because they don't lie. They will show every flaw on the truck, and quite honestly, right, it would be really easy, like most folks do, to just have a bunch of pictures like this and be like, holy cow, you know, this truck is 100% mint. And although it is in stunning condition for its age, things happen over the course of 26 years. So I want to go over mostly flaws in this video. Paint. The exterior paint is 100% original on this truck. It has been professionally polished and ceramic coated, and so you're getting a level of gloss that you typically wouldn't see anymore. But it's swirl free and it looks pretty killer. You know, you can see here in the reflections. It's stupid nice. However, for you naysayers, I want to point out some flaws. You know, you can see some areas where there's some micro checking occurring. Okay. There are some chips, some minor chips in the paint. You can catch some of those there. This is original paint. See it all? All right. Now, again, if this were a lighter color, you'd never see it, but black doesn't lie. It's good and it's bad, right? Moving around here, driver's side. I feel like however this truck was stored, this is the fender that kind of took the brunt. People, you know, brushing by the truck and things like that. Again, you've got to remember that the original owner was, I believe, in his late 60s when he bought the truck. And it was just a truck. Right? We need to remember that these were just trucks back then. And so we've got a few touch-ups. Catch it there. It's funny, right? Because I gotta look for him a little bit. This is the one that's probably most noticeable, just along that body line there. Catch it? All right, I catch myself still just looking at the reflection. It is this nice. Here we go. See it there? Moving along to the door and the step bars. I mean, the fiberglass steps on this truck are as clean as I've ever seen. As I pointed out in the undercarriage video, even the foam gasket between the rocker and the step is still in really nice, pliable condition. That is one benefit of getting a truck here in the Midwest, is that, you know, those materials stay nice and pliable. Oh yeah, those knees. Mirrors are in really good shape, showing just a little bit of fade here, you know, at certain angles, but otherwise, I think look terrific, for being original. For the naysayers out there, the sport package trucks did come with black mirrors, so that's what you're seeing there. Getting into some nitpicky areas. driver's side door handle area. There we go. See just a couple here. You can see, you know, from people coming in and grabbing. And then down in that concave area, just a couple. I mean, I'm being really weird right now, but just a couple scratches. Tops of the door handles look incredible. No fading or anything like that. They look awesome. All right, I'm gonna point out the two major flaws that this truck has. The original owner had it custom pinstriped, and what he did is he had the, like what would be considered to be the factory pinstripe below this body line. That was done in red and silver, but then he had some customized areas done up in this area. Now, it was starting to fade in spots, and I had to make a decision about whether or not to keep the pinstripe or leave it. And I made the decision to have it taken off. But as you know, when you take painted pinstriping off, after 26 years, it's going to leave a bit of a shadow behind it. And so you do see that shadow in certain angles. Catch it there? Catch it here on the hood? I mean, I'm being really particular, but I want to be transparent. Now, your options would be this. Leave it, and you've got what I think is actually this is why I left it, is I just thought, wow, that actually looks pretty cool. It almost looks like a ghost stripe on the truck. Or if you're an absolute purist and you want that stripe back on, I can send you photos. I took detailed photos of every panel of the truck prior to detailing, so that you can see the colors that were used, and you could go, you know, right back over it. But you're going to see just light shadows of where that stripe was. Again, over on this side, he had kind of a swooper. It came up and then came down. Had the striping been mint, there is no doubt in my mind I would have left it. My understanding from talking to the daughter of the original owner is he loved the sport package, but he thought it was just a little too black. And so he decided to go ahead and have the pinstriping done. The other flaw that I want to point out is I think the top has been I think the top has been painted. I don't think any of the gloss black paint. In fact, I'll go on record. Oh, that is all factory, 100% factory. But this top's been sprayed. Notice it has like a grainy feeling in a few areas. And again, I've seen other Broncos that have this, and I'm not going to profess to be one of the Bronco experts. So there are guys right now watching this video going, I know exactly what's going on here. I don't know if there were batches of these tops that maybe had some issues, or something like that, but you can just see a little bit of a difference in texture. And so this top has been sprayed. It, to my eyes, with the other low mileage Broncos that I've owned, I think it's dead nuts. I think the tone is perfect. I feel like the black tops always had just a titch of a shine, just a titch of a sheen to them. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like a satin finish is what I would call it. Other tops that I've had, Sam, your Eddie Bauer that you bought from me, Now that tan top, I feel like the tan tops always came flatter. And so again, the Bronco experts, will know. They're going to say, yeah, Ford used this on certain colors and used this on other colors. But again, I just want to be transparent. Now again, from even 2 feet away, do I think it detracts from the truck? No, but we're talking about a 20,000 mile Bronco. And so I'm gonna point out everything that I can. All right, so you're gonna see the shadows where the pinstripe was, and the top, the fiberglass top has been sprayed. Let's go back to the driver's side because I wanna maintain some continuity with going around. Moving into the back portion of the truck, but prior to doing that, I want to show you the gutters that are just gorgeous on this truck. The roof is quite nice too, but the roof shows the same level of wear that the hood does. You get up on top, see it? You're gonna have some micro checks. Again, super, super common. Remember, those of you who are younger, 1996, Ford had only been clear coating vehicles for 2 years. So this wasn't the best paint from the factory, and especially black. But again, it shows here how nice the gutters are. But there are a few flaws. I point this out for a couple of reasons. One, to be transparent, of course, but two, to quiet the naysayers who are like maybe saying to themselves, there's no way that's factory paint, there's no way this or that. It absolutely is. It's absolutely 100% factory paint on here. Listen to how nicely the doors close. Almost no effort needed. We'll detail this in the interior video, but look at how nice and bright all the plating is on the latches. You could show this truck. Moving along here toward the rear of the driver's side, there's really nothing to point out over here. In the undercarriage video, I did a really nice job of showing the underside of the lower quarters, the lower portions of the truck, just to show there's zero rust. Absolutely no rust on the truck. Gas door area. Moving around to the back. Remember, the sport package didn't come with the aluminum trim plate on the rear. It came with, more, again, just in that, that staying with the black theme, more of a blacked out rear tailgate with just the larger Ford emblem there on the left side. Spare cover, or spare tire cover. This is not factory. I have the original. I think it's at my house. So what I'll do is I'll show you the original. I had this, there's a gal up in Canada who's kind of known for making the best reproduction spare tire carriers out there, spare tire covers. And so I had this one made. The only difference is that the letters and the Bronco are embroidered instead of like silk screened. I had this one done because the original is just starting to fade in a couple spots, and it bothered me, and I just thought it's something that doesn't ruin the truck. I'm going to include the original with it, but I just thought this one looked better, and thought we'd go with that. Rear glass. Worth noting how nice this is. Those of you who have Broncos, even with low miles, know how beat up this glass can get. We got just a couple vertical scratches. It gets hammered. I think dirt and debris finds its way down in the channel, so as the glass goes up and down, it just almost acts as like a scouring pad. I've had fits with some glass on these trucks. Just a little bit of light scratching here in that center area. I'm hoping that you can catch it. There we go. Catch it a little bit there. But again, nothing that I'd be upset about. We have some detailed photos of the spare tire carrier, as well as the original wheel. Now, when they did put new tires on the truck, they did opt to replace the spare as well. So they put 5 new tires on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the tire shop was probably taking advantage of an elderly man at that point, because there was absolutely no reason to change a spare on a truck that wasn't being driven. Just a little bit of surface rust, on a bolt there. But you go over to the brackets, everything looks really nice. Got a little bit of discoloration there over by that hinge. Down below, again, looks great. Latch area also still looks fantastic. Even this little piece of vinyl that attaches here as a to the back rubber bumper, looks fantastic. With the spare tire carrier open, I just want to highlight how unbelievable the back bumper is for being a black factory bumper. It's quite stunning. I don't know if the hitch was ever used. It came with the factory towing setup. It certainly doesn't look like it had been used. It was something that I didn't notice on the truck until I got it home, so I never asked the family about it. But again, everything back here is gorgeous. The rear bumper cover, both the insert and up on top, are in unbelievable condition. Little things. The black paint on the license plate lights, again, just to kind of show the original miles on this truck. They wouldn't look like this if this truck didn't have 20,000 original miles. The back bumpers, I'm going to zoom way in here. The back bumper wouldn't look like this if this truck didn't have exceptionally low miles. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Now, like all of them that I've owned, you gotta slam them a little bit. Coming along here to the passenger side, not much to discuss over on this side. I feel like it was that driver's side that was exposed a little bit in the garage. And maybe had a few more scratches and things like that, because there's really nothing to note. Going back up on the roof, let's look at this gutter on this side again. Really nice shape. Windshield trim, again, for being that factory black, is unbelievable. Shows just a little bit of discoloration down here at the bottom. Notice that the original windshield is showing some delamination. Super common. I don't think there's anything that you can do. I pointed this out in the ride-along video, but there is a chip there. Catch it in the windshield. I did not have it filled, so that's something else to note. Moving over here to passenger side mirror, showing just a titch of wear here on that front edge. Looks like I've got a little chip there on the factory running board. But again, gasket material, nice and pliable. On this, I've had them wear, even with, F-150s with 30,000 miles, and you touch it, and it just disintegrates right in your fingers. Pad looks really nice. Again, as you're looking here, I mean, all the flaws I'm pointing out are really nitpicky. Here's what I was looking for. See that scratch there in the door? But that's it. That's it. Let's take a look at the cowl. Cowl looks incredible. I've seen this on other black trucks. Again, I'm going to point it out because I don't want anybody to freak out about this. The primer that they used on these was red. See that titch of like where the paint is thin? You know, it's not like it's missing, but some of you I hope are nodding along right now, but these weren't. This is actually one of the best painted Broncos and F-150s of this era that I've ever seen. I mean, heck, I've had clear coat drips. I've had like major sags I've seen in these. I've had dirt. Yeah, not the best paint coming out of Ford here in the 90s, much like GM. But the cowl is nice and clean. Wiper arms are gorgeous. I did put new wiper blades on there. Those are Ankos. Antenna base showing just a little bit of fading here. Moving around here to the front passenger side fender, really nothing to note. It's pretty gorgeous. I mean, I just caught this guy. See him? Just the lightest of scratches. Again, when this truck was polished, we didn't go crazy. In fact, what we ended up using was a swirl remover, and then CarPro Essence. I probably shouldn't give away some of my secrets, but CarPro Essence is as mild as it gets. Just really a gloss enhancer at that point. But just wanted to kind of wanted the paint to pop again and give us a good base for the ceramic coating. To finish up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point out that, again, all the headlight bezels and the front grille are original. With the grill guard on here, it's tough to get in there, but hopefully you can see how stunning this all is. As was so popular at the time, right? I mean, I probably knew this part number at one point in my life. This is a Weston grill guard, and this was the accessory to put on back in the day. Now, I don't know. This could have even been dealer installed. I remember at my local Ford dealer back in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, Hiller Ford, I would see trucks on the lot with grill guards and stuff. They would send them down to a local shop called Ultimate Truck, and they'd outfit them and stuff right there, and then throw a markup on them. So I don't know the details, but it's on, and it has some period correct hella spotlights on there too, which work. You can see in the other videos. But this stuff has been on since day one. You can see how crappy the paint was from Weston on these. For those of you who are like, well, I don't see these anymore. Yeah, because they rust and they're terrible. But again, you know, all the hardware on this is absolutely gorgeous. It just, again, is a great reflection of how pristine this truck is. And that's really what I wanted to end with, gang, as we take a look at again, the black front bumper that, if it didn't have 20,000 miles, would just be peppered with stone chips and things like that. But instead we have just a couple. This 1996 Bronco Sport has 20,007 miles, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, if there's anything that I didn't cover in this video or my other videos, please let me know. I'm happy to assist any way. Remember, I'm an enthusiast like you first. All right, I grew up in a car collector family, and I just want folks to be as comfortable as possible with a purchase and feel like they're actually seeing the vehicle in these videos. I'm standing about maybe 6-7 feet away from the truck. It looks mint. It looks absolutely mint. If you've hung in there this long with me, please know there won't be any surprises. You're going to be impressed. You're going to be 100% impressed with this truck. I'm Jeff from Bygone in beautiful Mazomania, Wisconsin. If there's anything that I can do to help with this 96 Ford Bronco Sport with just over 20,000 original miles, please let me know. Take care.